Hello, hello, and good evening. Good evening, and welcome to this very special live session. We are right now going live in order to give some tremendous value. And with me, I have a very good friend of mine, Richi. Hi, Richi.
Hi Amit, how are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Loving life.
Ex- Excellent, excellent, very good. So, me and Richie actually, just to give you a little bit of background, we decided to do this because there is so much uncertainty, so many questions people have in the field of real estate. So, we actually decided to do this session to help you and give you some nuggets about some of the strategies that you, as a first time home buyer, can actually apply, and you'll walk away with some wins just from our session. So if you are here right now with us, please make sure that you give us a like, give us a share. If you have any questions, by the way, we are live right now. So make sure that you put your excuse me questions in the comments, and me and Richie will go back to those comments and be able to answer them for you. Okay, I'll try to handle my phone at the same time and see if there are any questions coming in. But most probably we will go back after the live session and answer them for you. Okay, so just a quick 30-second introduction. Richie, please tell me and the audience about yourself.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amit bhai. So, hi everyone. I'm Richi Sancheti. I'm a mortgage agent with Diverse Mortgage Group under Mortgage Alliance. Just to give a bit of background about myself, I came to Canada 7 years ago. I'm from Pune, India originally, and I worked in a corporate field in several different roles for 6 of those 7 years until I made the switch to becoming a mortgage agent. So my background is essentially sales and demand planning. I was director of demand planning at a very major food manufacturing company. So I have an MBA and engineering, and all of that knowledge that I've gained in the corporate world and through my education is now helping me a lot in this field of mortgages, which is an exciting field. My main motivation, my main intention is to help first-time home buyers and everybody out there make their home buying a reality, and help them make the best choices possible.
Awesome, awesome. And Richie, honestly, when we first met through our common friend, I knew that passion that you have in helping others, achieve their dreams of home ownership. So that's why we decided to tie up and work together, and make this happen for a lot of people who need that guidance, who need that help.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing to have this relationship with you in the field of real estate to be helping more people. So
Yeah,
that's
and I
great.
see the same with you, Amit bhai. I've seen you being so invested in your community, in your people, and that's exactly why I love collaborating with you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, good. So, for myself, I've been in the real estate. I mean, I started, of course, with my personal residence and all that, but I started with the real estate investing as my career. I started getting into real estate investing, and I invested a lot in terms of duplexes and fiveplexes and multiplexes, rent to owns, and all that. But then I realized that there is more information, more education that people need, and that's why I decided to take my license as a realtor. So I can not just share the information, but actually hand over everything that's available to them. And then they can make an informed choice. That's why I took the realtor license. And that's why I help first time home buyers not only just, sell them or share the property with them, but share insights like what do you actually look for when you're looking for a home. And that's what people have found incredible value in. That's why we are able to build the trust that people need in a realtor. And I'm very honored to be helping people and creating success stories out of that. So I'm really happy and grateful to be here. All right. So going ahead to share some of the things that we're seeing in the market, Richie. As you know, there is so much talks about real estate, so many changes in the last, especially in the last even last 6 months, I would say. Uh, you know,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
in your world of your universe of mortgages, do you want to share something that has been happening or is more
It,
current, what people should be aware of?
it's like a thriller movie. Actually, there's never a dull day. In the last month or so, there's so much happening. So I'm sure the viewers are aware of variable and fixed, but essentially we are seeing a comeback now. So we last couple of years, Amit bhai, we saw a very heavy push towards increasing interest rates from Bank of Canada. You and I and a lot of other people have seen the first-hand impact of that. People with variable rates mortgages had to pay a lot more, in many cases monthly. But now the good news is that is now on a downward trajectory. So we saw our first interest rate cut in July after 4 years, 4.5 years almost. It was a modest cut, to be honest, 0.25%, but there are more cuts to be expected in the future, and that's a very positive sign. So what that means is good days ahead.
Yeah.
Now, July is another month to watch out. This is a very action-packed month because there are several data points that are coming out that will help us inform the customers better. July 24th is the next interest rate cut announcement, where we will know if they're going to go down further. There's almost a certainty that they won't go up anymore, but there's always a chance that they might hold or go down. And there are four such announcements this year, which we as mortgage agents are monitoring for our clients, and we are able to make the best choice for the clients as well.
Very
So
nice.
that's happening in the mortgage.
That's definitely something to watch for. And I know you will have a very close eye on what's happening even 2 3 days before, right? There is always talks with different economists, and there is so much going on before that
Oh yeah,
actual announcement happens at 10 a.m., right?
100%, 100%.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So one of the things that I'm seeing on my end also is that shift in terms of pricing. We've seen that as soon as that interest rate announcement happened, it takes a little while for the prices to actually reflect in the market. But what I've seen in my personal experience is that change was much more faster this time than what we've seen before. And it may be because people were already waiting for a very long time to buy their own homes or to consider getting into the real estate market. But as
Yes,
soon as that 0.25% change took place, more
yes,
than anything, Richie, the way I think is people saw hope, right?
100%. Yeah.
That's what has attracted people. And if you look at the actual numbers, you will see that the listings have gone up, the sales have gone up. The prices not so much, like it's not something that the prices are going to suddenly spike at all. But we have seen the rise already happening in terms of pricing.
You bring a great point, Amit Bhai. And just to add to that, listings have gone up. That's the key, which is
Hmm.
why the prices are still stable. While the demand is catching up, the prices will be stable. As you know, the moment the demand surpasses the supply, that's when you're going to see a crazy market again, like we did a
Yes.
few years ago.
100%, 100%. And we're going to watch out for that very, very closely too, because as this market starts to stabilize and as the interest rate starts to go down, this year and early next year too, we're going to see, almost those biddings coming back into the market. Like I was dealing with a bidding scenario just a couple of weeks ago, and it was the
Oh yeah.
same. 9 offers on a property. you
Oh
know
wow.
9 hours. And I
Wow.
mean, bear in mind, these are some of the properties where the seller would price it really low in order to attract a lot of offers. So the intention is to cause those bidding wars, right?
Right.
So it's not that the people just went in crazy in that, because people are still logical. I don't think we're in that phase of 2020 where people were bidding 50, 100K over asking and all that. That's
Yeah.
not a sustainable market. So there is a lot of information about how to evaluate a property, how to actually decide on what offer price to put in. And that's where we come in. Like me and Richie, my job really is education. And Richie, I mean, talk about a little bit about how do you help clients identify what their sort of magic number is.
Oh, that's a great question, Amit Bhai. And so I guess the one thing that we do is we talk to our clients, and we don't just look at what they want. We look at an overall holistic scenario about what their situation is, what are their plans for the property. Unlike when you walk into a bank, you might not get the same level of support, or even for that matter, the same level of discussion with some of the agents. So what we do is we first get the client, whenever somebody asks us for advice, we ask them what is their plan. Are you going to sell in the first 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? And that has a huge bearing on which product they go for.
Hmm.
Then we look at their finances, their entire monthly budget, not just their payments for the mortgage, but their entire monthly budget, and see if they're actually able to save enough money to maintain their lifestyle and some rainy day fund as well. So we do a whole budgeting exercise for all of our clients, and we have a very personal, one-on-one interaction every step of the way to make sure the clients are completely aware of what they do. We use essentially there are three things that determine how much you're going to qualify for. Just to answer your question, one is your income, another thing is your credit, and the third thing is basically how much down payment you're going to make.
Hmm.
These are three things that help you qualify for it. And we have all that information that we put into the system, but we have access to multiple lenders, unlike a bank which has only their products to offer. So we're able to play around and find the right mix and the right product for our customers based on what their parameters are.
Absolutely. And one of the major strategy, I would say, for first time home buyers is to get in touch with us as early as possible. Because some of the people that I've spoken to, they wait too long because they say, oh, I'm not ready to buy a house. And
Hmm.
that's fine. Like, we're not here to, push you into
Push
a
you
state.
$100%.
That's not the premise. But what we want to do is we want to work with you on a step-by-step manner so that you will get to that point much faster, that you are ready to buy your own house, right? It may be 3 months down the road, it might be 1 year, it might be 2 years down the road. But we want to walk through this process so that you have this plan in place so that you are able to buy that first home for yourself. So the first and foremost strategy that I would suggest is get in touch with us and have a plan. Work with us in order to even have a plan in place so that you can start working towards that plan and achieve your home ownership. Is that true,
Yeah, the
Richie?
biggest, 100% agree with that, Amit bhai. I think the biggest takeaway from this session has to be get pre-qualified or pre-approved.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
when you know exactly what you can look for in terms of property. A lot of our clients that come our way after they place the offer are always in a dire spot. And I just closed a couple of clients in the last week with a B lender because they basically bid for something that was out of their league, out of their
Mhm.
budget, and they
Mhm.
only found out after. And unfortunately, they didn't have a way out. They had to close the deal. So most important thing is get pre-qualified, reach out to Amit bhai, and understand what property is the right one for you and what you can afford to buy.
Absolutely. And even if you are in a stage where you don't know what type of property you want, like sometimes, people will contact me and they would say, Amit, you know what, I don't know whether I want a townhome, whether I want a condo, whether semi-detached is possible for me. As a first-time home buyer, you have all those questions. And honestly, you can get that information online, but it's only to a certain extent, right?
So
Unless
confusing.
you actually go and visit those properties, unless you actually start seeing that property with your own eyes, you can't really get to that decision point that yes, I'm comfortable in a condo, or oh my god, no, condos are not for me, I want that townhouse for myself. That's a decision that you need to make after you actually visit some of the properties, and that's perfectly okay. That's why we're there, to help you out, because we know the market, like what appreciates more, what neighborhood will appreciate more. I know that those numbers very, very well. So if your goal is to get into that good neighborhood at a decent price, what is the timing? When should you start getting into the market? All those things are the key things for you to know before you make that decision of actually even buying the home. So what we are coming to you today is, as Richie correctly said, the earlier you can get in touch with us, the faster you will get to your goal. And we don't know what goal it is. It may be 2 months down the road. You might be ready right now. Some of the people think, oh no, I think it's still time for me. I think, when we start talking, when you get in contact with Richie, he might suggest you some ways, like, even for first time home buyers, Richie, there are so many incentives that people get,
You
right?
said it. 100%.
Which people may not be aware of, right?
100%. And I was actually going to get to that, Amit bhai. That's a great segue. So, first time home buyers have a lot more support from the government than people realize. They're able to use tax credits in terms of land transfer tax rebates, in terms of other rebates that they get from
First
the
time
government.
home.
But there are first time home buyer programs. So there are a lot of incentives that you might actually miss out on if you don't know what you're looking for. So the sooner you get in touch with us, the sooner we can make sure that you qualify for those and you're able to get the benefit, which could be thousands of dollars in many cases.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
And what we've seen is this information is good, just a 15-20 minute Facebook live is good. But what would be really amazing is get together in an in-person event, where we and you have a chance to meet at a place and discuss these things and get into details. So what we've actually decided to do a seminar. We're doing a 2-hour seminar in July, in less than, it's actually 11 days away.
yeah,
It's just 11 days away, and it's a free seminar that we're doing. It's a first time home buyer seminar. So it's going to be me as a realtor, Richie is going to be speaking as a mortgage expert, and we also have Sukhada, who's an amazing real estate lawyer. So all three of us are going to speak about our own niches, our own expertise, and help you out through this process for home buying. So the registration link is right here. It's a very, very powerful seminar. And you have three experts in the same time span that you can ask us questions. You can gain the information that you need. What do you think, Richie? It's our first time doing this type of an event, three of us together.
It's going to be a game changer, Amit Bhai. This is going to be amazing for everybody looking for their first home. The amount of knowledge that each of us can, impart to this, I think, is amazing. And all the first-time home buyers will be equipped with the knowledge they need to go and buy their first home.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the thing. That's the whole idea of this particular event, that you will have the steps. Like when I'm going to be presenting, I have a 16-step process for home buying. The most important thing is not the 16 step, but the sequence that it has to take place. And you might think, oh my God, 16 steps is too much for me. But honestly, the thing is, if you miss some of those steps, those are more harmful for you than not knowing these steps. So we are here to guide you. We are here to hold your hand and walk you through the process. You make sure that you use our services, ask us questions so that you get the benefit. And in this particular event that we are holding in Mississauga, it is going to be at Right at Home in Mississauga. Intersection is Mavis and Eglinton, and it's on a Saturday on July 13th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So make sure that you register. The link is right here on the screen. It's bit.ly/13JUL, which is July seminar. So 13 July seminar. Make sure that you register on this link, or you can just DM either me or Richie and we'll send you the link. But the most important thing is be there. Just cancel everything on your schedule and be there, because this is going to be the key. Is that right, Richie?
Absolutely. Totally agree with that.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. So we're going to have lots of fun. There's going to be, of course, education. And should we tell them about the gifts that we're going to give out? Or
Might as well. I mean,
Go ahead.
So we have gift cards for $25, 2 gift cards that we'll be giving away to the people who enter the seminar. And there'll be snacks, and in general, there'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great vibe where it's going to be an open conversation between all of us. And we are there for every single question you have. So please absolutely make it to the seminar.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of this. It's going to be an interactive seminar. It's not like you're going to be listening there for 2 hours. That's not our format. We like interaction. So we ask you questions, you ask us questions. And sometimes what happens, Richie, like I've done this event multiple times. And what I've seen is when you are working in a group, like maybe there are 15, 20 people sitting in a room, but one person would ask a question that you also had in mind, but you never thought of asking that question.
Absolutely.
And I've seen that so many times in an event when one person will speak out and other 3 people, oh my God, that's a good question. What is the answer? That's how the conversation goes. So
and first-time home buyers, actually, this is a great setting because for first-time home buyers, everything is quite new.
yes,
So we are able to break down even the most basic concept, and everybody around you is in the same boat. So any question you have, we are able to answer, and give you the right guidance.
absolutely, absolutely. And because we are in the real estate, for so many years, we also have good connections. So if we may not be able to answer some of the questions, don't worry about it. We can get that answer for you. We have some good network. We have some good connections. So even if you need some other services that are related to real estate, we have the resources available for you. Your job is just to show up at the event, meet us, and ask us any questions you have at that point of time, and gain the knowledge that we want to share with you. Because it is about knowledge. Making that right decision comes from good knowledge that you may have, but it just enhances it, takes it to the next level at this in-person event.
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. So any last minute tip that you want to share before we wrap up, Richie?
No, I mean, I have lots of things, lots of tips for first-time home buyers, and it's all in the slideshow.
Nice.
But we've covered quite a bit in this session, and I look forward
Good.
to elaborating more.
Yes, yes. I see your strategy, Richie. You're saying, oh, I do have, but wait for the seminar.
No, just call me if you have any questions too. No problem. I'll be happy to answer.
Absolutely. No, that's good, because some of these tips, what happens, and I've seen that too, like, if you share something, there are lots of questions that come up. And that's why it's important to be in a different setup so that, you don't miss on the information, or you don't get the information halfway. You get the entire piece of it. And we have some excellent presentations.
And Amit bhai, just exactly to that point, every single point that we make has a lot of caveats, a lot of conditions. So we want to make sure that we give the full context and
Absolutely.
not just provide sound bites. Oh, you're going to get 4% interest, but people don't really know the context, so they're just going to get confused and perhaps make a bad choice. So we want to
Great.
make sure we are there to answer every single question that comes with it as well.
Awesome. That is phenomenal. Thank you, Richie, for the time today. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
people, got some information just by attending today's Facebook Live and YouTube Live and LinkedIn Live, wherever you are listening to us right now. We have this going on live for about 8 platforms. This interview, this conversation is live on 8 platforms right now. So wherever you are, make sure that you put in a comment. Make sure that you share this post, because it's a critical post for first-time home buyers. They will get information just out of this session, and if they decide to join us for this free seminar, they will thank you. They will really, really thank you for sharing this information with them. So we look forward to having you at the seminar on July 13th in Mississauga. It starts at 2 p.m. and will go on right till 4 p.m. Okay. So register now. It's a free seminar. Me as a realtor, Richie as a mortgage expert, and Sukhada is going to be the real estate lawyer. She's also phenomenal. We'll have her also on one of the lives very soon, so that you will get the best expert advice from these 3 niche industries for sure. All right, thank you, Richie, and
Thank you, Amit. This was fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That was great.
thank you. All right, talk to you later. Register right now. Don't delay. Register now, and we'll see you on July 13th. Thank you. Bye bye.
Absolutely. Bye.